Let's now move down into the Game Actions team, down here. In the Game Actions team, there is a project for each team member. And the basic format of this is your name and then Game Actions for week. And you can see here we have a project for each person on the team. Each week, when you're doing your process of creating your week, you'll do a direct copy and paste of your weekly alignment sheet top 1 to 3 deliverables and other activities into your project. Let's go ahead and do that now. But first I'm going to delete this task that I added in here. To delete a task, you simply hit Tab, Delete. Notice that we lost that line, and I'm going to put it back just by clicking here after this colon and hitting return. Also notice that down here at the bottom there's a set of hotkeys listed for your convenience. So let's go ahead and copy Andy's game actions for the week into his project. So first of all, let's get into his game actions project by clicking here. And then let's go over to the game system and go to the current week that's coming up. So you just select and copy from the top 3 deliverable line all the way down to the reflection action line and copy that. And then come back over to Asana, make sure you're in the right project that's your game actions for the week. Click here on the first task and then Control Paste. Super simple. So that's the first step in getting your game actions for the week over into your game action projects in Asana. The second step is just to assign your game actions for the week to yourself. So you click on the top line, you shift click down here, and then you can just click on any of these profile images icons here and assign all to yourself, assuming that you're logged in as yourself. Simple 2-step process. Let's do this one more time just so that you get the hang of it. First I'm going to delete these. Again, Tab, Delete is delete. I'm going to go over to the game system, make sure I'm in the right week, select from top 3 deliverables down to reflection action. Notice that I threw this test line in here because we're finding a small issue when there's a blank line. We'll get that resolved as soon as we can. I'll get rid of it now to show you what happens. So again, I'm just going to select from top 3 deliverables to other activities, go into Asana, paste, and here we go. Sometimes what will happen is things will randomly move around like this. That seems to only be happening when we have a blank line in one of your top 3 deliverables. It's a simple matter to drag and drop. First of all, I would delete this blank line and then drag and drop your activities into the right section. So in general, a simple 2-step process. Just a few simple notes before we move on. In order to have this be this 1-step process, we made a few modifications to the weekly alignment sheets. These cells used to be all merged, so they ran all this length here. We unmerged them. This allows the sections to show up properly over in Asana. And we added this top 1 to 3 prefix under the top 1 to 3 deliverables. This just helps you see what kind of task each line item is when you're dragging tasks around in your My Task list. We'll show you that in a little bit. We also had to turn off the wrap text line in each line here. So you can see if I turn this on, you get your full habit. The only problem with this is that you can't see your full habit unless you click in over in Asana. You can see it here. It's listed all the way over here, or in the game system, you can jump over to your personal goal zone and view your habit. We're going to do our best to resolve this problem as soon as we can. Again, the final step here in moving your tasks over from the weekly alignment sheet into Asana is to assign them to yourself. It's ultra important to remember to assign any tasks, because if you don't, then it will not appear on anyone's radar to do. Another very important note is to make sure that when you're copying over your tasks from the weekly alignment sheet, you paste them over here in your project. Don't paste them in your My Tasks list. If you paste them in your project, then everyone on the team can see your top 3 simply by clicking on your profile picture within the Game Actions team. If you don't, then no one else will be able to see what you're up to, which defeats the purpose of the collaborative nature of Asana. Let's go ahead and do this whole process one more time, just so that you get it under your belt. So go into your game action project for the week, click over into your weekly alignment sheet, select and copy from top 3 deliverables down to reflection action, copy, come back over to Asana, paste. If you notice any jumping around of task lines in terms of what section they fall under, simply drag and drop them back into the right place. Again, we'll fix this as soon as we can. If you do have a blank top 3 deliverable line, just delete it with tab delete. And we'll get these up here under top 3 deliverables. And just assign them to yourself by shift selecting all of the lines and then assign to yourself. We're going to be actually working to find a virtual assistant to do this process for you each week. For now, though, it's a pretty simple process. So far, we've looked at the different teams within the Foundation.com workspace, including the Foundation, where we have each area of the business, and the goals and projects from the goal zone. Again, we can collapse this team just by clicking on it. We also looked at the Game Actions team, where each of you has a project where you capture your different tasks from the goal zone, including your top 1 to 3 deliverables, your game habit, and your reflection action, simply by copying and pasting in here. Let's close this up too. Now we're going to move on to the meetings team.